Hi everyone! So far today we've had many presentations, from global warming to endangered animal species. My presentation will be a bit different. I will be telling you guys the process of raising a baby blue penguin chick. Now the first step to raising your penguin chick is to make sure that you have a suitable home ready for your chick. Penguins like to nest in burrows of dirt, bushes and also crevices between rocks. All of these locations should be easy to access and close to the shore so the penguin can get food easily. So here we have our example couple, Dot and Spot, and they're very much in love. So as you can see here, they're in a nice cozy little burrow, and penguins also decorate their homes with stones and twigs. Now the next step is to lay eggs. Penguins lay 1 to 2 eggs, and after laying eggs, the parents have new roles to take on. One of these roles is to make sure that the egg is nice and warm, and the second role is to make sure that the egg is safe from predators. Some of the predators we have here in New Zealand include stoats, ferrets, rats and possums. However, other animals can affect the ways that penguins nest. For example, dogs can get overly curious and intrude penguins when they're nesting. So when you're visiting the beach, please ensure that you have a leash on your furry friend. Otherwise, who knows what can go wrong when they meet a penguin. After several weeks, a chick hatches. At this stage, Chickie is still very vulnerable and can't do much on her own. So her parents still have to continue the same 2 jobs of keeping her warm and keeping her safe, but they also have a new role of keeping her well fed. So food is really important. So Dot makes her way down to the ocean and jumps in, and she's off on a mission to get food for her chick. Penguins generally swim 10 kilometers. So here is Stewart Island, an island where penguins are known to live on, and this outline is roughly 10 kilometers. However, in recent times, the warmer areas where fish thrive have been pushed further away, meaning that penguins have to swim further to get the same or even less amounts of food. This means that penguins will take a longer time at sea, and potentially Chickie could starve at home. In addition to that, us humans are also fishing for food. So this competition for fish means that there's less fish for penguins. And adding on to that, penguins can get potentially caught as bycatch, meaning that they get caught in the nets of fishing boats and they could get injured and can't make it back home, leaving Chickie and the other penguin very devastated. Luckily, our penguin has got enough fish and she's on her way back now. So when they get back home, penguins regurgitate their food for the chick to eat, and it's easy to digest since their stomach enzymes have already digested part of it. So this process repeats many times when parent stays at home, when it goes out, and vice versa. After several weeks, Chickie begins to lose her black fluffy feathers, revealing shiny new blue feathers underneath. After several months, Chickie starts to look like an adult penguin. However, her mind is still pretty childish, and she can do some pretty adolescent things, such as sneaking out at night, playing with her friends, and swimming in the early hours of the morning. Although these activities might sound funny, it's quite a serious issue because penguins who wander around can get themselves into very risky situations. For example, they may get lost on the road where there are many cars traveling. One way you can help penguins during this crucial growing up process is by making sure that you're traveling at a reasonable speed, keep your headlights on, and be wary of little animals making their way across. Lastly, this process isn't always as smooth with all penguins. Some penguins are less fortunate. However, with the help of many wildlife rescue centres and sanctuaries, they can be given a second chance at living. For example, our worst maritime disaster, the Rainer oil spill in 2011, was a time when oil from an ocean liner spread across a vast section of shore and thousands of animals. However, with the help of many wildlife volunteers, thousands of them, and months, most of these animals could be cleaned up and returned back to the environment. It would have been impossible without the help of these people. Another way you can help is by signing up on beach cleanup days. These short, fun activities are a great way to benefit the environment by collecting plastic. If you don't have time, you you could also spread awareness, allowing people who have time to witness the opportunities available to them and connecting them together. I want to conclude by saying that we share this diverse planet with so many diverse species, and although our lives may not seem connected, they very much are. Our day-to-day actions can heavily influence the way they live for the rest of their lives.